Nyam Nyam brings to you a cool Halloween cake decoration hack, sure to make your Halloween party more fun. All you need is 250 grams of ready cake mix in a mixing bowl. Add 3 eggs to that. 30 millilitres of oil, 60 millilitres of milk, and whisk away. It's as easy as that. Right, now that's ready, it's going to go into our cake tin, which we've covered in baking paper to make sure it doesn't stick. Pour that all in, spread it evenly with a flat knife or a spatula, and that is ready to go in the oven. There. We're going to bake that at 180 degrees for 30 minutes. Whilst that's nicely rising in there, we're going to get 200 grams of butter and whisk that up in a mixing bowl. Make sure it's room temperature because that will make it much easier to whisk. When it's slightly pale and fluffy, we add 400 grams of icing sugar. We can add it a little bit at a time so it doesn't powder everywhere. Maybe half-half. Whisk that up. There you have your buttercream icing. Add 100 millilitres of milk to that just to soften it a little bit. We're whisking in between each ingredient that we're adding on a fast speed. And 20 grams of cocoa powder because we want our buttercream to be chocolatey. Super easy. There. Now that's ready, we're going to add some melted white chocolate on some baking paper. We're going to make our decorations using a food piping bag to create the desired shapes. So we're making some hands, kind of like a skeleton hand. The white chocolate makes it look like bones. You can really have fun with this cake design. Let's add a few bones, in fact. You can add as many spooky decorations as you like. If you just put your melted white chocolate in a food piping bag with a very slim nozzle, it'll be easy to make anything that you think is spooky. Chill those for 30 minutes. Meanwhile, get some fondant. We've got some white fondant icing that we're just rolling in between the palms of our hands, rolling it into a ball. Now we're going to start moulding that into a skull, squishing the sides, using some tools to help us because we want indents where the eyes would be. Taking your time to perfect this, making it look as skull-like as you can. And the mouth, of course. You can just use a sharp knife for this. Some indents for the teeth. You can add as much detail as you like to your skull. And if you're feeling really brave and creative, you could create a whole skeleton body. So we're just going to manipulate that a bit for finishing touches, just to perfect our skull shape. Right, now our chocolate cake is ready. We're going to put our chocolate buttercream on top. Nice generous dollops of that. Spread it out. Yummy. Covering the entire outside, all the way around the edges. Artistic, creative cakes like this do require a little bit of care and attention, but it's definitely worth it for the final visual result. Now we've got some pocky sticks, which we're just using to build a kind of fence around the edge of our cake. We've got a few cookies which we've chopped in half to create our gravestones. Writing on them has been made by dark chocolate melted through a food piping bag. A little bit of mashed Oreo cookie to look like soil. And of course, don't forget our fondant icing skulls. Now, if we want to be a little bit playful and fun, we can add our hands and bones. Coming out of the grave as if somebody is reaching, trying to get out. And there you have it, a graveyard tomb cake. Absolutely fantastic and delicious to eat. Want something to get your teeth into? Or get teeth into you with this fantastic ghost teeth cake, oozing with blood and eyeballs, of course. Eyeballs are made using fondant icing, using a little bit of water to stick on a blue iris. And of course, let's not forget the pupil. Make a few of these and then use a red food colouring pen to draw on some veins. Brilliant! Next, we're going to make our teeth. They're going to be curvy monster-like teeth, kind of like mini shark teeth. Right, now we've done the decorations, we can get our cake ready. We're going to layer it with vanilla buttercream icing, and we're using vanilla cake. Of course, you can use a cake and buttercream icing of your choice. We like the white because it's going to really make our design stand out. Smooth it over. It's ready to decorate. We're going to slice an indent out of one side and coat it in some red buttercream icing. It's going to look like a pool of blood to stick our eyeballs in. Ew. Few on the side. Right, now for our teeth. Let's make our jawline. Using cocktail sticks to stick them in. There we go. And some red chocolate ganache to look like drips of blood. Bit more on the eyeballs there. And there you have a gooey and scary monster cake with a monster mouth eating some eyeballs. What more could you want? To eat it, of course. A spiderweb cake. Very cool, huh? So, if you don't mind a bit of creepy crawliness on your cake, then go ahead. We're using a pink coloured cake. That's right. And why not? We are layering it with black buttercream icing. The pink and the black make a fantastic contrast, don't you think? We're coating the entire outside of our cake. Smoothing it over, ready to decorate. Right, now comes the fun part. Some light pink chocolate ganache gets piped on and drizzled down the sides. Now we're going to get some marshmallows and melt them. They make a lovely stringy texture, just like spider silk. That's right, we are going to have lots of messy fun with this by stretching these melted marshmallows over our cake. There you go, and it looks just like it's covered in cobwebs. Stick on your fondant spider, using cocktail sticks to stick in the legs. Our spider has 6 legs, but you can do 8 if you want. 6 legs and 6 red eyes. A huge black spider. Ooh. And we are ready to roll. Super Spider-licious. Go on then, have a slice. If you dare. I think I do. Why not try this spooky bone cake for Halloween? Ooh, fantastic. A work of art, kind of scary too, and delicious. All you need is 100 grams of egg white. Whisk it, use an electric whisk if you have one, it makes the process much easier. Then you're going to gradually add in 120 grams of sugar. Keep whisking it until you get this lovely silky smooth white frothy mixture, and that is ready to go into your food piping bag to make your meringue bones. Ooh, yummy. You get to bring out the artist in you for this one. Stick those in the oven for 2 hours at 90 degrees centigrade. Meanwhile, get your chocolate cake, slice it up and layer it with buttercream icing. Pipe it on for ease. Any colour you like, but we're using grey because it's nice and spooky for Halloween. Smooth it over. A nice smooth surface makes it easier to stick your bones on. We've a little surprise for you too. That's right, some crushed Oreo cookie. Looks kinda like mud because we're going to stick on some fondant fingers. It looks like a hand is coming out from the grave. A few streaks across the mud to make it look like scratch marks. Getting spookier as we go. Now it's time to stick on your meringue bones. Any which way you like, break them up if you want. They'll stick on nice and easily to all that lovely buttercream icing. Fantastic. There you have it. Ooh, that really does look spooky, doesn't it? We have to decide, is it trick or treat? I say treat. Are you ready to make this super spooky ghost eye faulty line cake? It is faulty, but faultless at the same time. Let's start with a plain vanilla cake, or any cake of your choice. We're going to layer it with white buttercream icing. Go crazy with your colours if you like, it's all up to you. Even use cream cheese. Covering the entire outside of the cake too. Getting it ready to decorate. Sticking on some fondant dyes around the edge. And some chocolate sprinkles, just slap them on like so. Get the kids involved with this one, they'll have loads of fun making this. Add some more buttercream around the bottom and the top. Smooth that over. There you've created your faulty line. And some red chocolate ganache dripping down the sides to look like blood. Piping on some black buttercream icing. Nice serrated edge nozzle there so you get this gorgeous effect. And sticking on a few fondant eyeballs. The kids will definitely have loads of fun with this one. There you have it. Absolutely spooktastic. Enjoy! Scary pumpkin face cake. Ooh, delicious. All you need is a cake, of course, and buttercream and fondant icing. And one very important ingredient too, a piece of stencil paper. That's right, we're going to draw out evil eyes and evil mouth on this and cut them out. Get choppy with your scissors. Meanwhile, you can get your vanilla cake, or whichever cake you prefer, and layer it with buttercream icing. We're using orange to look like a pumpkin. Piping it on through a food piping bag, or if you don't have one, just use a plain food storage bag and then snip the end off. Makes it easier to coat your cake in buttercream icing. Smooth it over with a spatula or flat knife. There we go. Ready to add some black buttercream icing onto one side of your cake. That's where you're going to stick on your stencil paper facial features. The mouth goes on first, and then the eyes. Carefully placing them using tweezers. Right, now we're going to cover that in orange buttercream icing to hide what we have done. Smooth that over, and using a thin stick, maybe a cocktail stick, you can find out where those bits are stuck and just peel them off like so to reveal your black buttercream icing as facial features. Brilliant, isn't it? Just a few finishing touches to perfect. Now, using a food piping bag with serrated edges, we're going to decorate the top of our cake with orange buttercream icing and add some fondant eyes. Here's some we made earlier using white fondant icing and black fondant icing. You can place them on using tweezers and a few sprinkles. And there you have it, a scary pumpkin face cake. Trick or treat!